Hi, and welcome to the Spawdcast. My name's Carrie Hyde, and I'm your host and your pet's life coach. Sitting on the couch with me today is Joey Tafoya,
Hello.
who is
Hi.
one of the biggest pet lovers you're ever going to meet.
I am.
He's a huge lover of basset hounds, so if you like basset hounds, this is your guy. But one of the reasons Joey's sitting to the left of me right now is because of a topic that is very near and dear to my heart. Joey has lost a pet to cancer. He had a basset hound named Clooney. He has
That's
one
right,
now
yeah.
named George Clooney. But tell us a little bit about what happened with Clooney.
Well, I adopted a 10-year-old basset hound, and I fell in love with him. I did a cancer test on him in April. 4 months later, they told me he had stage 4 lymphoma, and there was nothing I could do. He had 90 days. I was just
4 months later.
Yeah, 4 months later.
After he had already had a cancer screening that didn't show or detect anything.
There was nothing they could do about it.
Wow. So I would like to introduce you to our guest today. His name is Peter Ciancarelli. Hi, Peter.
Hey guys, thanks for having me on.
Hi, Peter.
So Peter
Joey.
comes into the pet world much like Joey kind of came into it. He was a pet lover and has a dog named Allie. Can we see Allie real quick?
Allie. Hi.
Oh,
Oh,
Allie.
look at that.
So I'm gonna how old is Allie?
She'll be 12 in a few months. I gotta stop.
Peter heads up a Facebook group called Allie's Canine Cancer Crew. So Peter, tell us a little bit about how you got involved with running a Facebook group that's grown so much that now it's won awards, right? It's an award-winning Facebook group. Come on, it is. Tell us.
Yeah.
It just, someone reached out to me recently. They have they just started a magazine in the UK called Westies and Besties. You know, I'm not shaming conventional medicine here, but it's just a very reactive approach. So the dog gets diarrhea, or they get a tick bite. Let's put them on antibiotics.
Right.
They have pain. There's a pill for everything. There's some, and so I did that for 4 or 5 years, and then she was just getting sicker and sicker until And in the meantime, I'm doing research. I'm on groups. That's just beginning, and that's how I kind of got steered away from that.
How old was she so you were very compliant in the beginning with your veterinarian, right? Vaccinations and doing everything they told you to do?
Yeah, in the beginning.
In the beginning. And then at what point, how old is she when she got diagnosed with cancer. What kind of cancer was she diagnosed with?
Yeah, so I remember being in my room, and it was 2015, and I was just checking her over. I wanted her to stay this like pristine dog, like no lumps or bumps, no calluses or bruises, nothing for her whole life. And that's just not how it goes. But I was checking her over. I found a little red, hard, purpley, reddish lump. And I was like, oh, that's not right. So me being the neurotic, hypochondriac pet owner, I just rushed her to the vet the next day. She was still sick. Yeah, she still wasn't doing good. And that's when, they said to me, like, there's nothing more we can do for her, for her sensitive stomach, if the antibiotics weren't curing it, or, the kibble wasn't. They wanted me to go talk to a nutritionist at Tufts University, which I did do. And Kaylin Hines, they're very well known for pushing hills, and then internal medicine at Tufts University, the giant teaching hospital here in Mass. And they said to me, they tested her for Addison's and all these different things. She spent 2 days at Tufts University by herself without me getting tests done, thousands and thousands of dollars. And you know what they said to me? They said, we don't know what's wrong. Bring her back if she gets worse. And I was furious. They gave me a list of dry foods, limited ingredient dry foods, some fresh like treats like veggies and fruits and whatnot. But it was more about just throwing on a ton of psyllium husk into her food just to bulk up her stool, and that was it. That was all they recommended doing. It was more about getting her stool perfect than,
Right. It's interesting that you bring that up, because not that I don't want our pets to have nice stool, but it's not an indication that everything is fine. I mean, you can have certain medical problems that aren't going to cause your stool to be loose. And that's a big mistake that people make a lot of times, as well as stool's fine. I mean, they could practically be laying in the corner, not moving for 3 days, but the stool looks good, so we're good to go. And
Yeah, well, ozone therapy is one of them. And I was taking her to Dr. Roman. She never was going to get ozone therapy in clinic, except for I'd go and I would pick up at the clinic a glass jar of ozonated saline. So they just bubble the saline with ozone, which is O2, oxygen, turned to O3, ozone. It's just an atom molecule, and it brings more oxygen and more microcirculation to the body, and the body's better able to utilize oxygen more efficiently. So hyperbaric chamber is just flooding the body with oxygen, but ozone is just increasing the oxygen utilization and efficiency. So
that's a good way to explain it.
And it can also increase, it can also increase NAD as well, like we were talking about with David Sinclair. So what I do is, it's got like 100 plus benefits. If you want to go on my group too, I have a video that I recorded of Dr. Roman talking about ozone therapy and microbiome and how it can help the immune system to modulate and heal. And she lists 100 plus benefits of ozone therapy. It's amazing to look at all the benefits. But every day, I bought my own ozone machine.
I was just going to say, let's tell everybody how you can actually get your own ozone and do it at home yourself if you wanted to.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So tell us how that works.
It was about $1,000, but the way I looked at it is, if I'm going to the vet every weekend and I'm spending $60 on a jar of ozonated saline that's only going to last me like 30 hours, I'm just going to charge an ozone machine and it'll pay off.
Right.
And then eventually I can use it every day for pennies a day.
Yep.
So I can, I give it to Allie most days, rectal insufflation. So I have an oxygen tank in my kitchen here. I'm going to take you guys to the kitchen.
Awesome.
So I've got an oxygen tank here, and this is my ozone generator. It's in a briefcase, but basically I'll fill a syringe with ozone gas, and then once that's done, I'll add a catheter. I'll lubricate it with aloe gel, and I'll stick it up her bum, and I'll give her the ozone gas most evenings, and that gives her so much energy. And I've used it for when she has diarrhea, when she's had a UTI or cystitis, when she had Horner syndrome, a neurological temporary thing. I rub ozonated oil on her gums. You can do it ear insufflation. You can put ozonated oil on tick, but there's so many uses.
Right.
And it's just great to have, and I feel like everybody should have one.
Yeah.
It's such a good tool to have in your home.
Yeah.